Guys, you need a paper bell ringer. Bell ringer, bell ringer, bell ringer. If you're wondering, Clive, what the bell ringer says, it says, how many lies have you told in your life? Why do you lie? How do you keep count? Well, you can make a guesstimation, right? Who was hurt by your lies? Why were people hurt by your lies? Who was it? You don't need your phone. I promise you that. And then what lie have you told that you would be willing to die to keep the truth from coming out? That means somebody's got a knife to your throat or a gun to your head saying, is this true? Which one would you be saying, yeah, that's true, even though you know it's a lie? She's the one who gave you the list saying you didn't see it. Is this your map? Oh, Daniel. So these are the ones that don't have names. That one's Tabitha's, write your name on it, please. Whose maps are these? Kevin, are these yours? Whose maps? Who gave me 4 maps without a name on any of them? Oh, that's mine. Shall I use that? Yeah. Well, you're finished. Maybe get started, Raquel. That's what the world's waiting for. Which lie? If you need paper, I have paper for you. Here you go, Rashika. Here's some scratch paper. Need it. Anybody else need scratch paper? You can do whatever you think. No. No. You're going to do your classwork. Okay. Because Clive's here. Everyone say hi, Clive. Hi, Clive. Hi. We miss you, Clive. Miss you, Clive. He won't really see you, Rashika. I'm sorry. You guys almost done? Raise your hand if you are finished. One person. I'm up to 2. I feel like 3 should be the easiest one. What? Number 3. I would be willing to die. You would be willing to die for a lie.
Dude, why would we write it down if we were lie?
In a second, I'll explain why you might have written. Okay, if you are not finished yet, if you haven't written anything down yet, raise your hand if you have ever told a lie. Raise your hand if you ever told a lie. Okay. All those people who have not raised their hand, you are lying by not raising your hand, right? Lying comes in many ways, right? You can straight up say, no, my name is Douglas, when your name is something that isn't Douglas, right? It can be a lie when you copy and paste something from the internet and you put it as your answer because you're saying this is my answer, but you actually took it from somewhere else. Excuse me, no talking while I'm talking. Right? A lie can also be misleading or withholding truth. Right? If you know the truth and you withhold certain parts of it to mislead someone, to make them think you're actually a pretty good person, or this might be the person who's at fault, right? For your own sake, you're misleading them, you're lying to them by not giving them all the details they need in order to make a correct judgment. That's why if you go into a court of law, they make you put your hand on a Bible and swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because if you do lie there, you go to jail. Because other people can go to jail for your lie. You can hurt people with lies, right? I remember once growing up, I lied, and my brother, he got a spanking. He got spanked because I lied, right? There's ways that people hurt physically from your lies, right? There's ways people hurt emotionally when you lie about them, right? Like if I go around telling everyone that Omar picks his nose and eats the booger, right? And then that's a lie. I hope that's a lie. That's a lie. Definitely. Right? But I tell you guys go around school telling everyone Omar picks his boogers and eats it, right? Poor Omar, everyone's looking at him as the booger eater, right? And it hurts him emotionally, right? There's pain in lies. Shh, listening carefully. There's pain in lies. Have you ever told a lie that you would be able or be willing to die for? Right? Maybe you wrote down, I would be willing to die if I stole $1 billion from the bank. I would deny it till I died, even if they were going to kill me for it. That might be you, but my question for you is, why would you die to keep the money you have a secret if you can't take it with you when you die? You just die a rich dummy, right? Right? Your life, what's more valuable than your life? Adler, what's more valuable than your life? What? Nothing. I can tell you what's more valuable to me than my life. It's my daughter, my kids. What think of what people had to do during World War II. My family had to lie at gunpoint for hiding Jewish people from the Germans. They were willing to die for a lie. But what was at stake if they told the truth? They would die. Innocent children would have been killed. Right? So you have this moral dilemma. But what if it isn't something where another person is going to die? Let's say it's you saw Ragil stealing donuts. Okay? It's Ragil's actions you saw, right? And we all know how valuable donuts are. But you say he didn't steal the donuts. Would you die for that lie? Why? Because it's Ragil's donuts. It has nothing to do with you. If he gets in trouble for stealing donuts, he gets in trouble for stealing donuts. It shouldn't end the most sacred thing that you have, your life. Right? We have spent an enormous amount of time going through Acts. Right? Acts is the book of the apostles. Oops, I just clicked on the video. Oh, there we go. Acts were the disciples of Jesus that we learned about when we were sent out into the world. These people, 12 of them, or 13, depending on how you They all died, except for one, for testifying, saying with their words that Jesus died on a cross and he rose from the grave, and that proved he was the Son of God. If it was a lie, if he didn't die on that cross, would you die for that lie? And thousands of other people willing to die for that lie? What about him rising again? If you didn't see him alive, would you ever say you saw him alive and be willing to die for that? No, you would be called a dummy, a fool, for dying for a lie that you know is a lie. This is what they call radical. You're willing to die for something. That's how real it is for you. The apostles, they're named Peter. Peter was crucified in Rome by Nero for this. Some say he was crucified upside down because he didn't want to be killed in the same way Jesus was, because he wasn't worthy of that death. James, one of the James, because there was two James, was beheaded by Herod for this. Another one, John, he was exiled to the island of Patmos, which was a prison where he eventually died. Andrew was killed on his way to Russia. Now Russia, back then it wasn't called Russia. Philip was brutally killed by Rome in North Africa. Some of them say by darts, others say by spears being shoved up the rear of the body and let you slowly come down the pole. Right? Many other Christians who weren't apostles were burned alive, burned at the stake. Bartholomew killed in Ethiopia. Matthew stabbed for proclaiming Jesus in Africa. Thomas was stabbed in India. James stoned in Israel, probably Jerusalem. Judas executed with arrows in Turkey. Oh my.
When John was exiled to the island of Patmos, isn't that where he wrote his Revelation?
That's where he wrote the
That's why
Revelation.
he's called the Eagle of Patmos, right?
I don't think so.
But he wrote his Revelation.
That's where he had a vision and Jesus visited.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you've read the book of Revelation, you know that Jesus visited in there and told him to write these things. But that's getting away from the point. These are how they died. I have a piece of paper for you. Okay? If you're thinking about people who saw the life of Jesus, some of them wrote the books of the Bible, not all of them. Saul, I didn't even put Saul up there. He was killed in Rome, probably beheaded by Caesar, according to testimony, but they haven't been able to get all of them. But what came from these apostles, their death, what they lived for, is something called the Apostles' Creed. That means if you claim this scroll, this is what they believe. It's like the Indonesia Raya, right? It's whatever, or what is that thing, the Pensacola? Right? Everybody in Indonesia says it. If you say you're in grade 8, you have Ibu Kusuma as your homework and Krispy Kremes as your favorite snack. Right? It's what it means to be in grade 8. Right? This is what it means to be a follower of Jesus. An apostle is just defined as a follower of Jesus. And so, everybody, reading out loud together, as loud as you can. If you want, this will be our last memory verse, unless you guys read really well in class. But, starting at the top, not the Apostles' Creed, but with I believe, all together, at once, on your marks, get set, go. I believe in God the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and Jesus Christ, his only begotten Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, dead, and was buried. He descended into hell, and on the third day he rose again from the dead. He ascended into heaven and is sitting at the right hand of God the Father Almighty. Some of you guys might be wondering, why does it say the Catholic Church? When this was written, the Catholic Church meant the church at that time, not like we know it right now, where there's two different denominations of the Catholic Church and the Protestant. It's just a word for that. So, as we go into the end of the year, this is what they died for. Do you really know what they're saying? Some of you are Christians and you say you're a Christian, but you don't know why you're a Christian. And that frustrates me because I think everybody should know what they believe and why they believe it, so that when somebody asks, well, you have an answer. So, the very first line, somebody read it out loud. I believe in God the Father Almighty. Somebody on the road asks you, do you really believe there's a God? Write in your notes, do you agree with this statement? You're not going to get any more points or any less points. Right? Do you believe that there is God, the Father Almighty? Just write it down. Yes or no? Chances are you probably already have an answer in your brain. I'm sure some of you guys wrote yes. I'm sure some of you guys wrote maybe. Some of you wrote no. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this think, pair, share method. Have you guys heard of that before? The first step to understanding and for us to get to learning is to think. So on your own, I want you to come up with 3 reasons for why you believe in God, that there is a God, regardless of which religion, anything like that. 3 reasons for why you believe in God. However, you cannot get this reason from the Bible or any other religious text. Because if somebody on the street is asking you if you believe in God and they don't, chances are they don't think these are credible. So can you take some time, write down 3 things that give you reason to believe in God that do not come from the Bible or a religious text? Write down in 1 to 2 sentences the reason why. On your marks, get set, go. I don't know, can Clive see this? That's physics happening.
Oh, Mr. Adrian.
Yeah, Mr. Adrian's class is all about physics. Just trying to see if this will help the camera read the screen better. Alright. Answer these questions, Clive. You guys thought today was going to be an easy class, didn't you, Kevin? There's no point in believing something if you don't know why you believe it. No point in believing Krispy Kreme is the best donuts if you don't know why. Don't try it. Okay? Finished? Good work. Why are you stopping? Okay, you kind of know what your groups are. Now with your group, show what you would repeat them. Pair with your group. Share your ideas, what you wrote down for your arguments with God or for God. Hey, quiet, 1 second. Share with them. Each person share yours quietly so the other people don't steal yours. Because you're going to be sharing your group's one best from all three or all two of you. After you've shared everyone's, they've explained why they believe in God that is outside of a religious text. Be ready to share that one reason to the class in about a minute and a half. On your marks, get set, go! Tabitha, you need to listen to your group.
I heard a story from other people. Yes.
Omar, you gotta listen to your group.
Oh, it is not right. So I heard one of my best friends and her story from City Life. I think that is like Samarina. Jesus getting baptized.
So some get baptized. Therefore you believe there's a God because somebody
Second reason.
got dunked in water.
I drank holy water last night. Sometimes
Because there's holy water, you know there's a God. How did the holy water taste?
it's cold something.
So it's been in the fridge.
No, it's not. It's been there for a month. But we're not still under construction. I don't know. It's just water but colder. Without getting
You got your best one? You guys got your best one? Each group only gets to share one. So make sure you've got the best one wherever you go. And who's trying to share it, make sure they're ready to stand up and share.
My one is 4.0.
A lot of you guys say you believe in God. A lot of you guys read about the apostles. You read what an apostle believes, a follower of God believes that. Can you tell someone why you believe what that paper says? That's really what it's all about. You can memorize or read it. That doesn't mean you believe. Okay. You guys ready? Give you a little bit more time while I find my cards. I am going to pull a card. If I pull a card and you are sitting at that desk, please share your group's reason. So if your person in your group doesn't know the reason, your best reason, take 30 seconds to tell me. Make sure everyone knows that people like your reason. And I'll be the cameraman. On your marks. You ready, Ian? Two of spades. Two of spades. Where are those spades? Oh, Bertrand. Okay, stand up and shout.
I believe in God because I could see the sun and the whole galaxy and the leftover evidence in proving the existence of God. I also believe in God because if there is God, then there is faith because it should be a thing in our life. Yeah.
I need you to repeat that because I cannot. And I don't know why people are clapping.
I believe in God because I could see the sun and the whole galaxy and the leftover evidence, like the Bible, in proving the existence of God. I also believe in God because if there is God, then there is faith. Yeah, that's it basically.
Interesting. Okay. Three claps. Three claps. Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts. Who is it? All right. The Snake Mama.
Snake mama.
Snake Mama. Okay. Loud and proud.
Three reasons is one of it is heard of stories from real people who was helped in Christ.
They are helped
In Christ.
in Christ. Okay. Like how?
They were mentally and physically didn't believe God at first, but when they, like my mom, actually they really believe God at first, but when she experienced Lord's mercy, that.
Okay, so you experience mercy, therefore you believe God. Now you get to pull a card. The Ace of Diamonds. Ace of Diamonds. Who is it? Oh, the big man. Here you go. Stand up. Stand up. We want to see your height.
There is scientific evidence that the events of the Bible really happened. So if the rest of the Bible happened, Jesus' resurrection also did, and Jesus truly existed.
So because things prove the Bible, therefore there's a God. Interesting. Interesting logic there. Okay. Choose a card. Four of diamonds. Actually, there's no four of diamonds. It's the one card that's no longer staying. Two of clubs. Two of clubs. Let's see here. Two of clubs. Oh, I think, is that it right there? No, okay, this is taking too long. Three of clubs. You? They already went. Three of clubs. Six of diamonds. Trying to get Moshe's. What's Moshe's? Ace of spades. Right here. All right. We got a group. Camera. I'm making a Hollywood production today. Loud and proud, Adler.
Alright, so I believe in God because to me the universe has endless possibilities, right? So we can't confirm nor deny the existence of God since we haven't explored it even further. So a being like that could theoretically exist.
Mm-hmm. So he might exist outside of something that we don't understand.
Yeah.
Right? Outside your knowledge, God might exist. Okay. Pull a card. Four of spades. Four of shovels. Moshe. It's Omar. Omar. There we go.
Against all odds, I believe in God. Against all odds, because against all odds, we are in we have a great life, a great family. Okay, forgive me for saying against all odds so many times, but yeah, we were born into great family, great life, and yeah,
That's because of God.
yeah. Thanks to God, we're actually able to have this wonderful life with wonderful parents, wonderful friends, wonderful family.
So my neighbors who eat one meal a day and get sick and their kids die, there's no God for them because their life is
There's
terrible.
God for them because their life is, they still have a life, Who gave them life?
Oh, so that's what your belief in God is, because there's life,
Yes.
not because of how wonderful your life is.
How there's just life.
Okay, interesting. Over here, Moshe. Your group, and then you guys are last. Have you guys gone yet?
Yes. No.
Oh, you guys are. Stand up. We gotta get this thing rolling here. Shh. This is for God. Wait. Okay, shh. I can't hear Moshe. Moshe, pull your mask down or something. So you believe in God because you don't want to go to hell. And so, how do you know if there is no God, is there a heaven or a hell? Seems like you guys didn't apply yourselves very hard. Okay, right here. You guys are last. Ian, lay it on.
I believe in God because He has done many things for me and for everyone in the world, as you can see, for like history and stuff and all that. And I also believe in Him because if we see today in our modern society, we still see people who preach are willing to die to share His message. So yeah, that's all.
Interesting. By the witness of people.
The witness of
The lifestyle of people. You guys, last group.
From miracles, because like whenever we pray in like before class or before lunch, we always pray for someone, and at the end or in a few days they get well, and I believe that the reason that is because of God.
Because of prayer. And right, you're not just praying to the wall, you're praying to God. All right, thank you guys. Now, permisi, Clive. Yeah, that's probably got to come down a little bit. In your notes, it is easy to tell people who believe in a religious text, the Bible, the Quran, other things, that God exists because you can use that to be like, here's the story of David and Goliath, here's the story of this, therefore God exists. However, the hardest part is being able to prove to someone that God exists without using those things. And oftentimes people think, I have to believe in God because it's blind. It's either believe in God or I might go to hell. Even if I have no reason for it, I got to do it. Otherwise, I'm like Moshe. Right? Sorry, Moshe. Right? I disagree with that. So much so that we're going to look at three ways that you can give an answer to people on why you believe what you believe, why you believe there's a God, that do not require the Bible. Okay? So you might want to write this down. One of them, actually, was already mentioned by our friend Rashika. It is miracles. There are laws of nature. How many of you guys have learned about the laws of nature? Right? Laws of nature say what goes up must come down. Right? I drop this water bottle, it's going to hit the ground. How many times will it hit the ground if I hold the water bottle up and drop it? 100% of the time. Right? It's never not going to go, right? Because the laws of nature say this is what happens. Gravity is 100% effective 100% of the time. Just like cancer is eventually deadly 100% of the time. Right? You give it long. Unless that person dies in a car crash before, cancer will eventually end that person's life. Right? It's 100% effective. Other things, all right? Laws of nature. An object in motion stays in motion, right? So when a car is driving really fast and it hits one of those medians on the side of the road, right? That car doesn't just stop because there's a wall there, right? It goes into the wall and it bounces off, right? That object is in motion and it stays in motion until there's enough resistance to stop it, right? These are the laws of nature, of physics. You can't deny them. They've been tested 100% of the time. This is what they are. So these are natural laws. Now, miracles are things that operate and happen outside of the laws of nature. Why? What is that called? It's called supernatural. That means something intervened in the natural realm to make this happen. Just in February, my mom's cousin had stage 4 really bad cancer. She was going to die. Her family was preparing her funeral, getting visas and stuff ready for them to leave the country after she passed away. All these things. The doctors had no hope for her. What did? Somebody prayed for her. The next time she goes into the hospital, the doctor to check, they do the scan for those same cancer clogs that they've been seeing all over her body. They can't find a single one anymore. Right? We know 100% of the time cancer kills the person who has it unless something intervenes. Cancer never disappears itself, right? That is supernatural. How do we know? Right? There's angels, demons, people having visions of the man in white. Do you know how most people in the Middle East are becoming Christians? Very strict, devout Muslims are becoming Christians not because of Christians coming to them, but they are having a dream or a vision of a man in white who comes and says, "Follow me." And that man in white is Jesus. How can they all have the same dream, same vision? Right? Unless it's supernatural. To the point where they have phone numbers in the newspapers in the Middle East. If you had a vision or met the man in white, call this number. And that number is being run off the hook because supernatural things. These things prove the existence of God. We can get into military supernatural things that have happened in military battles. We will continue this Friday. Have a wonderful day, Grady. And Jesus. Bye, Clive.